I of course knew it would be difficult to restart life, but as someone who has lived in different places in the world before, I studied in the US and then I traveled to South Africa and Indonesia and worked in those countries and then came back to Sri Lanka. So looking back at my past, I thought, well, migration is not going to be too much different. You go to a new country, you introduce yourself around, you set up a network and you start life. And superficially, you think with migration, the moment you find a house, you get your children into school, you buy a vehicle, and you land a job. If you do those 4 things, you're settled. I couldn't even comprehend how complex migration really is. I couldn't comprehend what it would actually feel like to leave everything you've built for behind. Your entire communal network, your entire professional network, and come and start from scratch when you are mid-career. Touch wood, a lot of things aligned for us very quickly in Adelaide. A friend connected us to the house, and we've heard it's impossible to get a house, so we felt extremely lucky to secure a house even before we arrived and come in to a rented place. And we managed to get our children into school very quickly, so their routine was set, and that felt like a blessing. We managed to buy a vehicle really quickly, and driving around Adelaide feels like a holiday compared to driving in Colombo or Sri Lanka. Finding a job took quite a while longer. Adelaide is an absolutely stunning city. The nature, the parks, the beaches, but I didn't understand how local it was when we decided to arrive in Adelaide, because we're on a skilled regional visa, so we chose Adelaide because all of Adelaide is regional, and it benefited us to be in a place where we could live in the city versus be really, really out, far away from the city. Arriving in Adelaide, very quickly you realize it's not what you know, it's who you know. The city is run on trust and familiarity and routine, where change or anything new is seen as a threat to balance. And that baffles me for a city and a state that has so many migrants arriving on a daily basis. Why it's such a unheard of thing for someone to arrive with professional experience internationally. And it baffles me why that's not recognized, because we are brought over here from a extremely stringent skilled assessment that gives us points. It's a point-based system, and you go through all those hoops and loops, and the documentation nearly killed us. I nearly gave up because it was so complex, and it's only thanks to a migration agent that the skilled assessment went through. After doing all of that, you arrive here to realize it means nothing. None of that matters. your points, your experience, none of that carries over. So we go through a system that's governed by the government, and then we arrive expecting that to be linked to the professional networks here, and it's suddenly like you fall into a black hole where the government has a clear vision of multiculturalism, diversity, expansion, growth, but in reality, the people in the ground, the hiring managers, the locals, people who run businesses, still very much about what have you done in Adelaide. So that was baffling.